Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folani. Okay, unfortunate security developments. There's the whole story in Kwara over there, where it is feared that up to 170 Muslims have been killed. And this is according to the governor saying that, in the region of 70 odd and have indeed been killed. And we're hearing from other sources that it might well be that there are 80 others as bodies are being found. So it's a dire security situation, compounding what we have been grappling with, as it were. But as it happens, coincidentally, there is the news that the U.S. has sent, what has been referred to as a small U.S. team that will be bringing some unique capabilities from the U.S. to augment what Nigeria has been doing for several years now. It's all about the battle, the security battle to take back this, our country and to take back the narrative. That's where we are now. And not very much information was delivered apart from the fact that Dagvin Anderson, the general in charge of AFRICOM, that's the U.S. Africa Command, he spoke of these developments on Tuesday at a press briefing. And so here we are now. I can probably understand why not too much was being said about the whole thing, but it's important to note that the general did say that all of this follows a meeting he had with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Rome late last year. And it's led to a small team being on the ground here. And I've since heard that, maybe you have too, that, well, they're going to be concentrating essentially on intelligence and that kind of a thing. Well, our guest, our expert in-house this morning is Dr. Sani Abdullahi Shinkafi. He's Executive Director, Patriots for the Advancement of Peace and Social Development. He's in our Abuja studio. Good morning, Dr. Shinkafi.
Chief Yori, good morning. Thank you for having me.
I'm sure they will let me hear, but for the moment, I do see that your mouth, there was a greeting, but as we go along, they'll improve it so that I can hear you better. I can't hear you at the moment.
Thank you for having me, Chief Yori.
Okay, sir. Just Yori, but thank you very much, Dr. Shinkafi. Okay, what do you feel about this news? There were some nationalistic sentiments. Is that the way to refer to it? That we don't need other foreign military in our country. People saying that kind of a thing. But here we are, cooperations are strengthening between us and the U.S., and we now have what has been referred to, as I said earlier, as a small U.S. team. But these are specialists, no doubt. What can you tell us? We first of all heard that in December, on Christmas Day, if you recall, the strike in Sokoto against all these terrorists in Sokoto, that they were based in Ghana and then came over here. But now this new initiative, it's thought that they are actually, not that it's thought, they actually are on the ground. What's the material difference between this setup and the setup that was witnessed in December last year, on Christmas Day last year?
Yeah, you see, the deployment of U.S. troops in Nigerian soil, it is a follow-off of military engagement between the Nigeria and United States of America. What the Commander General for African Command, General Anderson, said, he said late last year he met with Mr. President in Rome and discussed on the security situation in Nigeria, mostly the issue of terrorists, ISIS and ISWAP and Boko Haram, and also armed banditry in the Northwest. Before the deployment of the small unit of the military component from the United States of America, there is also a strike, airstrike in Kwara and in Sokoto State, where this hideout of these terrorists have been attacked. And before the development also, there was also a delivery of some military equipment and hardwares last January, last month. And now, if you look at it from December to January to February, we have seen series of military engagement between Nigeria and the United States of America. So also the defense headquarters, there's a lot of sentiment, a lot of negative and positive comments by some Nigerians. And the part of today or yesterday, the defense headquarters, Director of Information for Defense, issued out a statement that the small unit of the military deployment by the United States of America is for intelligence sharing, logistics support, capacity building, and also military professional training. So this is how the defense headquarters now come out and clarify. They say they are not on ground operation or combatant forces, but they are on this what I have earlier mentioned, on these missions. So with what is happening in Nigeria, the issue of the security situation is highly alarming, it's highly disheartening. Look at what happened in Woro, in Kwara State. More than 175 people were killed, innocent lives were killed by these extremists. And apart from that, the traditional rulers and the local community have shared intelligence to the appropriate authority, the local government council and the state governor and other security agencies. But yet, there was not any proactive measures which has been taken by the state governor and also the security agencies. And now the terrorists came and made that ungodly attack, leaving more than 175 innocent lives lying down on the floor. So it's heartbreaking and disheartening. So this is the higher time that Nigeria should be able to, humanly possible, to look for military engagement with the foreign country, because we have failed to our responsibility as a country.
Well,
the leadership have failed in their responsibilities because a lot of money has been appropriated in the national budget for over a decade now. It has not changed the narratives in the names of national security and defense.
Well,
if you look at the size of our fiscal budget, for more than 10 years, the defense and security take the lion's share of the national budget. Yet, it has not changed the narratives.
Maybe that's why when General Anderson was speaking to the press at his briefing on Tuesday last, and he was telling us about this small U.S. team, and it's interesting that they put it in that form, and that you've just reiterated that. That's what our military was also saying, that it's not as if they will have combatants on the ground. But General Anderson did say that the team would be bringing some unique capabilities from the U.S. to augment Nigerian efforts for several years now. So and then of course, you know, all these professional military and security people, they tend to be tight-lipped. So they didn't really flesh it out more than that. But it's sort of, I dare one say that it is promising that this small U.S. military team, to put the emphasis that our military has also put on it, will be bringing some unique capabilities from the U.S. You've spoken about intelligence and all of that. It is hoped, indeed, it is expected that this is going to make a decisive difference. As we are speaking, even the enemy is listening. He also consumed, he heard that press conference and all of that. But I think right now, having spoken here with the full blessing of the president and the security advisor, everybody is on board. Are you optimistic that we're going to see different tactics being brought to bear? Because when you say that our people have not had the success that they could have had, is it because of sabotage? Is it, you said they didn't take up things that they should have taken up? What's going on? Is it that we have elements of them in the army as well, and so efforts are not coming to the kind of results that they should have been coming to? But now that we have a neutral party in the form of this U.S. Team, this small U.S. team, that they are careful to say it's not the same as having that there are going to be U.S. military boots on the ground, that this is going to make a difference.
Yeah, you see, the problem of the fight against insecurity in Nigeria, it has a lot of factors that have been drawing us back from this fight for over a decade. The issue of corruption, the issue of enemies within, and also the issue of bad governance. Okay. And what the government could have did is to address the root cause. There are some economic and social factors that contributed to this issue of insecurity. When the government is trying to apply this external kinetic forces, this is external kinetic forces the government is going to apply by using U.S. troops. And our military are overstretched, are under-trained and under-equipped. There is need for us to shift from the conventional way of fighting wars to advanced technology. So U.S., one of the superpower nation, has a lot of way to track this extremists or bandit in their hideout using remote sensing, satellite, and also GPS. So this is what we need, and also drone surveillance. So if we're able to shift from the traditional way of fighting criminals in Nigeria using also technology, I think it will be another breakthrough, because and also it will augment the Nigerian security in this fight against these extremists. Most of these extremists, Boko Haram, ISWAP, ISIS, even the bandit, have gone beyond the imagination of our security agencies because of the activities of the enemies within.
Yes. They
are some of the corrupt, unscrupulous military officers or security officers who are aiding and abetting this terrorism and armed banditry in the northwest, in the northeast, and in the north central. So if would now coming of the deployment of these U.S. troops, there will be no compromise. They will not compromise their stand, because they are here for a purpose and they want to achieve that desired objective, what brought them to Nigeria. Indeed. So the military change of command in their operation, they will control it very tight. And in terms of also intelligence sharing, they are going to be very vigilant on the way they will handle the very sensitive intelligence reports. Not the way that you get an intelligence report and you share it to a wrong hand, and they will now use it against our agent securities. You understand?
Yes.
Look at what happened in Kebbi State. Who tell the bandits that army were withdrawn in that school in Maga. When they were withdrawn, immediately they were drawn, they strike. And similar things happens in Zamfara State, in Kizara, when bandits kill over 89 people about 10 years ago. When the mobile squadron or command, mobile team were withdrawn in that community, the next day, they went when people are observing morning prayer, they kill over 89 people and leave them in their blood. Lie down. So there is some enemies within, both in the security and also on the civilian and the rural communities. So this is the danger. But with the coming of the U.S. troops, as I have said earlier, it has some merit and demerit. You understand, there's a lot of negative and positive comments. But let us take the more advantageous side of it. If they will augment this fight and fight this criminal once and for all, Nigeria will be peaceful.
Yeah. You know, of course, I think it goes without saying the American Army has various technologies at its disposal, and that the U.S. and Nigeria are now collaborating, and they have, you know, offered to come down and work with us. I'm particularly interested in that phraseology of a small U.S. team that brings some unique capabilities from the U.S. That to me means technology, technology, technology. And I think before then we had been hearing from the National Security Advisor and the other Nigerian professionals in our military that their role, in fact, there was some talk about their role being limited to intelligence. Well, whatever. The word limited, I can see that there's an effort to sort of reassure that it's not as if our military is being pushed aside and a different military is going to be doing the work. There's going to be collaboration, but there will be these unique capabilities from the U.S. which is going to make all of the difference. It remains to be seen what that is going to look like, but there's reason to be optimistic. You said that there are negatives and there are positives, but you said let's stay on the positive. I don't even see what the negatives are really, because the National Security Advisor and all the top brass of the military are in on this, and it wouldn't have happened if everybody wasn't happy that we have got just the right measure, the right balance. I think it's a matter of balance. Our boys in uniform are still fully in charge, but then we have some additional help now that is going to make all the difference. That's at least the hope and the thought of most people. Intelligence. Oftentimes, people like you, sir, and other security experts that come and talk with us say that, look, the military action has moved from what it used to be 20, 30 years ago into the area of technology and intelligence. I imagine there'll be plenty of that at the disposal of this small U.S. team, and that will be working and sharing it with our army.
Yeah, you see from the statement issued out by the defense headquarters, that is, they say the U.S. troops will have a capacity building for the Nigerian security. And also they have made mention of logistics support, and they have made mention of intelligence sharing and professional military education. So going by the statement issued by the Director of Information Defense Headquarters, I think it is self-explanatory that Nigeria will clearly know the roles this U.S. small unit of army will done to Nigeria in the fight against this insecurity. As I have said earlier, some people are making some negative comments, but we have to take the advantageous side of it. The advantageous side of it, Nigeria has been suffering from this issue of insecurity, not only in the northern part of Nigeria, but even in the eastern part of Nigeria and also on the western part of Nigeria and also in the south-south. Look at what happened in Iboyin. If there is a proper security intelligence sharing, I think that could have been this thing could not happened. People were killed, houses were burnt to ashes, food items were destroyed, a lot of property were destroyed. So if there's a proper security and intelligence sharing, such ungodly activities could have not happened in that Iboyin state, in one community in Iboyin state.
Yeah.
So this is what we're saying.
Okay, one moment, sir.
Sharing is very paramount.
Okay,
it's very paramount in this fight.
One moment, sir. Let me bring on Reverend Dominic, who has called in. Good morning, Reverend Dominic. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Chief Jody. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you very much for calling in.
Yeah, please, I also wish that your guest will hear what I want to say.
He can hear you.
The gospel truth is this.
I'm hearing you very well.
1,000 American soldiers here. Without the cooperation of Nigerian government and locals, they will be frustrated. And the example is here. The Americans fought in Taliban for many years, but the Taliban locals did not support the American soldiers. They fought and wasted all their guns and bullets, and they went back home. In Afghanistan today, Taliban has formed a government. As long as our brothers in the north, and I want to talk to Dr. Sani, I know he's challenging in this war. As long as the elders in the north, the elders, political elders, economic elders, religious people do not come together and see this as a ridicule. I watched television this morning. We took a trip from Kaduna and they're dancing. I was in my office. Those people they kidnap and they supposed to be angry, but they're dancing in state house. This is how we tune it. Now, as long as Nigeria does not cooperate, 1 million American soldiers will not solve the problem. The man in Kwara, a constitutional ruler, got this information, put it to the soldiers. How do these elements know that this man has reported to soldiers? If there's no sabotage among the soldiers, among the security apparatus here, as long as we do not cooperate, and local elders are not seeing this as a ridicule, as a shame, they sell and buy their children as will, and people die like fowl. We will not solve this problem. The problem is not the Americans. It's in our hands here. We have the capability, we have the money, we have the soldiers, we have the police who have done well internationally. Why are we playing this ostrich? As long as, repeat again, the local elders are not finding it ridicule, are not seeing it as a shame that this happened in their backyard, this war will not end. And I called Dr. Sani to call his friends, politically, religiously, to come together, not camera, not something camera, inside the room and say, please, who is selling ammunition? Who is giving fuel? Who is giving bike? Who is supporting this thing? Please let us stop. For the sanity of the North, this war will not end it. No American soldier will end it. It's Nigerians. Good morning.
Indeed. Thank you very much for calling in, Reverend Dominic. Yeah, the point that you're making, I think even our own military has made it. They actually are the lead in this. America is coming, as Dr. Shinkafi has been speaking, to telling us for logistical support, intelligence support, and other things. But Dr. Shinkafi, please take it from there, especially the area where he's saying that if we don't have the full cooperation of our military and our elites in the north, then it's going to be a much more difficult job than it needs to be. But I can't imagine that we have that kind of a situation. The Americans and our own authorities would have sorted all of that out. They won't come if it's not going to be worth their while. That they are here, we can imagine that these matters were sorted out.
Yeah. Reverend Dominic, good morning.
Okay, he has gone now.
I want to throw my weight on your suggestion. What the U.S. troops or U.S. military need Nigerian cooperation in this fight against insecurity in Nigeria. And what we should do is not issue of only the northern elite. We are talking of Nigeria as a country as whole, because all the 6 geopolitical zones are being bedeviled with security challenges, but each and every segment of the country has their own peculiar security problem. But the one in Nigeria and in the north is on the front page of the national newspapers. But what we need homegrown solution. Most of the traditional rulers, the local government councils, and the governors, all hands must be on deck, and traditional and the religious leaders, to see how we can sit down and address the root cause of this insecurity.
Okay.
So we have to apply some homegrown solution, and at the same time also address this issue of external kinetic forces and also the internal kinetic forces to fight this insecurity once and for all.
Okay.
And what I have said earlier, there are some social and economic approach that need to be addressed in this fight against this insecurity, weak infrastructure, judicial corruption, bad governance, poverty, lack of education, proliferation of arms from the land border, porosity of the vulnerable border, that is porosity of the border, and many other factors need to be addressed socially, economically, on the part of the local government, on the part of the state government, on the part of the federal government.
Okay.
And this is the only way the U.S. military can succeed based on the agenda they have or the mission they have at hand.
Indeed. Okay.
Which the defense headquarters have clearly elaborated to the members of the public to clear their negative sentiment or negative impression about the deployment of this U.S. military troops in Nigeria, soil.
Dr. Shinkafi, let me bring on another viewer. I beg your pardon, Dr. Shinkafi. Mr. Yakub, thank you for holding on.
Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chief Jolly.
Good morning, Mr. Yakub.
Waiting for a long time, but no problem. I totally agree with Dominic. I totally 100% agree with him. But as I said in one of the programs this morning, your view, for me, I believe these people, they are just being too wicked. That is why they name them terrorists. It has been clear to every Nigerian now, as I said this morning, that this is not Islamic issues. They are not even Muslim. They are just came to this country, even within, enemy within, because your guys just said it. We have enemy within. The question we need to ask ourselves is this: who providing the fuel for these guys? Who providing who is the financier? I think now the U.S. is already here, I think they have their intelligence intact. They should be able to trace, because failure to trace who behind these guys. Because if you look at them, sometimes you can see that this one cannot even manage 1 million naira. You will not see that. How is it managed to get it? How much is that the AK-47? How much are they? Can they afford it? If it is somebody that is buying them those things for them to come and perpetrate this evil. Now let me now go to what your guy said earlier. The Kwara issue, Goro, the head of the village, they got the information earlier, and then they passed this information to the security apparatus, if it's not government. The question is that, what can they do to that information they're giving to them before this guy comes back? Because they first go there to preach to them that this is Islam, and then they disagreed and they rejected them before they came back, and then these people giving the government information. The question now is that, are we not going to punish the person that the information got to his desk or her desk, and then failure to do anything to it? That is number one. Number two, Chief Jody, it will be interesting to you to know, sir, if these people finally got arrested, they will take them to the court. They say they want to go by the court of law, and then they will continue to postpone the judgment upon them every week, and until almost how many months coming. The issue I mentioned this morning is the one that happened in Benue State. Now that the Attorney General of the Federation took the case by itself. So, for me, I'm of opinion, I said it this morning, that we should be able to set up a court, different court, that special court for this terrorist guy, so that they can be able to fast track their case. And then another thing is this: I don't know who give our judge the leisure to give them life imprisonment or 20 years in prison instead of somebody that kills someone. It should be dead by anger or by firing sword. All these 20 years, 10 years, I'm not for it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yakub. Thank you very much for calling in. Appreciate your call. Dr. Shinkafi, we'll just take a quick break now. We'll be right back. We'll continue the conversation, and please keep your calls coming.
This week, Nigeria's political space is abuzz, from heated debates on the floor of the National Assembly to high-profile meetings behind closed doors and high-stakes decisions with unexpected twists that impact us all. It's been a week full of headlines and heated moments. Join us on Politics on Sunday, where we cut through the noise and dive deep into the issues that matter most, helping you make a sense of it all. From the corridors of power to the streets where it all plays out, we've got you covered, because politics doesn't stop, and neither do we. Stay informed, stay engaged, and be part of the conversation. Politics on Sunday, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on TVC News.
Welcome back. And a fresh U.S. team, a small U.S. team is in the country, the first since the December 25th outing. And that's what we're talking about. Ada, good morning. You're on the line. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Yuri. And your guest, Dr. Shinkafi. I started calling from the
Good morning.
Yes, your caption there, that's about the U.S. team. And you actually described the trend is a small team. And we also told that it does come to train, intelligence, whatever. And for me, we need help. We need help. We need serious help. That is, let them come and take out all these, not these ones on the ground. Let the president collaborate with the Americans. Let them come and take out these people from where they are hideouts. You know, we don't have to wait for them to come out, because I can't understand how they will be moving in that large number. And nobody, does anything. Nobody is able to arrest the situation. They move like that, operate for hours, kill people, and abduct as well. It's not the first time. It's becoming a recurring decimal. That is why, even no matter the technology you give to Nigeria, it will not work. It cannot work. It cannot work, because it is the human beings that operate the technology, you know. And since some of them are not committed to this, some of them have sympathy for the terrorists. So we need somebody, a neutral person. It's not funny again, I'm telling you. You know, every time you have a large number of people being killed and abducted and whatever, you know, and they move as they are moving. You have too many checkpoints. Even the one that happened in the Kwara, they said the checkpoints are very close to where it happened. So your guys should tell us, what is it? Why is it always happening like that? And it's always happening, always happening.
All right.
We're tired of commendation, a minute silence, this and that. It's becoming something else.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for calling in. Quite agitated Ada there. A lot of Nigerians are worried, are agitated. And especially, she referred to the Kwara incident. We're hearing from the governor there that, some people came along claiming to be Muslims. I think it was Yakub who was speaking earlier, said these are not Muslims. But they were trying to preach a strange doctrine, their words, a strange doctrine. And when the people refused or, rebutted this strange doctrine, then all of this hell was let loose. Can you shed some light on this whole matter of the new upsurge in violence leading to something around 170 to 175, depending on who you're asking, being killed in Kwara? Muslims or Muslims?
Yeah, you see, there is a report of movement of the this extremist terrorists in Kwara State.
A faction of Boko Haram?
It may be a faction of Boko Haram or ISWAP or ISIS.
Okay.
Or Ansaruddin or Mahmoudawa. But you know, based on the intelligence report, in Niger State and in Kwara State, Ansaruddin and Mahmoudawa are the one who have started having some base in some forest. And this Lakurawa in Kebbi State. So you know, Niger and Kwara share boundary. And also on some part of Kebbi State share boundary with Niger State. So these activities of Lakurawa, who are also some segment of ISIS or ISWAP, and who are foreigners, may be the one who have started having a base in the Kwara forest. But this movement of these extreme terrorists were started. An intelligence report was also transmitted to the local council authority by traditional ruler and also to the governor. But the governor was so adamant, and he was not able to do the needful, what the traditional ruler and the community accused him of, not transmitting the intelligence report to the appropriate security agencies for proactive measures. And now they have witnessed the bad days, and they have put the country in serious mourning. It's a serious, a tragic moment where you have more than 175 people killed in the same petful, Muslim. Sometimes you see even the attack in the Iboy is Christian. So we need really a military engagement with the foreign countries to help us in trying to get an advanced technology. As I have said earlier, we need to apply technology in tracing these criminals in their hideout, because most of these forests are not accessible, are not motorable. You have to use jet fighter, you have to use drones, surveillance, and drones to attack. So then for you to use ground troops in such topography, it will be a very difficult. But when you apply the use of technology and jet fighter, it will be very easier. And also we need to go deep to find a way to block the supply of the arms and ammunition.
Okay.
Through the managing of our border using technology. Because our border is very vulnerable.
Porous.
So these are some of the problem. And also there is need to go down and track down the panacea of this terrorism. We're in the election year now. Yeah. Very soon, INEC will start they will release officially their timetable and schedule of activities of 2027 election. And some unpatriotic citizens, some desperate politicians will now use this as a yardstick to unseat the present government. So there is need to deploy serious technology in this fight to check the excesses of the financier and these terrorists.
Okay, Dr. Shinkafi. Let me bring on Dr. Olatoye Drosimi. Good morning to you, sir. Dr. Drosimi? Dr. Olatoye Drosimi is on the line. Well, he's supposed to be. Can you hear us? Apparently not. Okay. While they're trying to sort out Dr. Olatoye Drosimi, who has called in, but hasn't, maybe he's not hearing us. There's the other matter about people, the comment that they did the right thing. In fact, you yourself have mentioned it. They supplied the governor with information that they had, intelligence that they had, but allegedly it was not passed on. How can that be? How can it be that information was not passed on? Could it be that the governor did not trust the veracity of it or the integrity of the information? What is the sense you get? Because this is an allegation. The governor himself might have a different take on all of this, but what's the sense you get about that particular assertion that the governor was told of things that happened, of things that they knew of before this catastrophe that we have on our hands. What's well, I understand that Dr. Droz,
the governor may have the intelligence report. Okay.
Yes, Dr. Drosimi, good morning. Good morning, Dr. Drosimi.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome. I think Americans coming to help us is a welcome idea. We really need help, especially that this is a pre-election year. And more of these attacks, look at what happened in Kwara. It's embarrassing and disgracing. And it shows more political than religious. If we are not careful, the enemies of the state they will continue to conduct a lot of attacks and be killing innocent Nigerians. So American coming physically on ground is a welcome idea. And Nigerian citizens, we still need to look for more help, more external help to help us.
Well, we have just been told, we have been told that the fact that an American team is here, albeit a small U.S. team that will be bringing in some unique capabilities from the U.S., it doesn't mean that there will be American boots on the ground. That's what we've heard so far.
I agree. What we need is people who can help us more training, give us more equipment and collaboration.
Exactly. We have
enough men.
Okay.
I don't think we have the right equipment.
Okay.
Especially in the policing area.
Okay.
We have good policing system on ground. We will not be overstretching our military. We need to have the mobile men well trained and well equipped. They can solve most of these problems.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Drosimi, for calling in. Appreciate your call. Dr. Shinkafi, you were going to comment on this whole confusion about the governor having been given information that was not actioned in a timely manner, allegedly. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
and,
the governor may get the intelligence report and share the report to the secret police. Maybe the secret police will also share the report to action agencies, and the action agencies are the ones to strike. And when the governor have shared the intelligence report to action agencies and other secret police intelligence agencies, and they refuse to act, the governor cannot be held responsible, because the governor cannot give any order to any security agencies operating in Kwara State.
Why, Dr. Shinkafi? Dr. Shinkafi, why would those specialists refuse to act?
Yeah, you know, in my opening remark, I said there is enemy within.
Okay.
There are maybe some security agencies who compromise their official duties.
Okay.
And work with these enemies to sabotage the effort of the government. Because what have happened in Kwara is a clear display of failure on the part of the security agencies. And also even on the part of the federal government. You understand? When a proper intelligence is being shared on this movement of these extremists for many months or many weeks, the government have not left with any option, the security agencies, than to act. But what the governor had failed in his responsibility, the governor could have come directly to meet the commander-in-chief armed forces of the periphery of Nigeria, as he did after the condolence visit. So what we need, we were tired of seeing governors going for condolence visiting. What they should do, they should stick to their constitutional roles. If the governor was able to share this intelligence to security agencies, let him come and tell the public that he has shared this intelligence to security agencies and they refuse to act. Okay. That is what he should do to save his space from the acquisition of the locals.
Exactly.
Because now many politicians will now capitalize on it and have been, some people have been calling for his resignation. So, but yesterday, he met me with Mr. President to brief him on the situation in Kwara. So, Mr. President have also deployed some troops to Kwara to complement the effort of the president's security. And what the local community are also apportioning blame to the governor, that the governor refused to empower the vigilante the local security as a first line of defense in the community. He said in Kwara, the governor refused to constitute, to establish this security watch, this local vigilante, and empower them security-wise.
Okay.
So, this local security will now complement the effort of the conventional security. And also there will be a first line of defense.
Okay. All right. One more caller. I think our last caller today, Mr. Otito Leke in Ogun State. Good morning. Can you hear us? Otito Leke in Ogun State. Good morning. Can you hear us? Okay, but it will be the governor. We need to hear from the governor because what would have been more important than actioning along the lines you have just said, if the governor is up and about and is aware of his responsibility. So perhaps the governor also needs to be heard in case there's been some misunderstanding, because it seems, let me say it, improbable that the government will, the governor, the head of a government, would have such important information that involves life and death and would not action it. Why?
Yeah.
Why? That's the indignant question that, of course, will be asked. So perhaps Mr. Governor there needs to be heard, and he needs to clarify that he wasn't just twiddling his thumbs and not caring about the welfare of the people or the life of the people. I think it's important that the governor of Kwara and his team.
You see, most of the disastrous action of these governors and other government agencies, conspiracy of silence is one of the stumbling blocks in this fight against insecurity. Some of them will have this intelligence report, and they will not. Now they will conceal the information without reporting this or sharing this intelligence to the appropriate security agencies for actions.
Sorry, sir. Had you finished? This conspiracy of silence.
No, I said some of the problems. Most of the people in the authority, there is a conspiracy of silence. Most of the intelligence report they will get from the local community, they will conceal it without reporting to the appropriate security agencies for action. And at the same time, there is also interagency robbery. Sometimes maybe the secret police will have the intelligence reports, and they will now share the intelligence to the action agencies. The action agencies, that is the police, army, and other security agencies, may feel that yes, this intelligence we have got is not we are not the primary source of the intelligence. So they will now feel that maybe the credit will go to the person who provided the intelligence, and they will not act. So these are some of the problems. Interagency rivalry is one of the stumbling blocks in this fight against insecurity.
I think it's about time we put the lid on all of that, because all of these things you are telling us, sir, we've lost 170 to 175 souls as a result of this alleged interagency rivalry and the conspiracy of silence that you're talking about. There's no room for any of that. I'm sure is the position that most Nigerians have, that look, you people keep up your office politics if that is the way they look at it, with all this your rivalry, but conspiracy of silence. But souls are dying. And I don't imagine, in fact, I hope all the authorities are hearing this and are, putting in place their own inquiries to see if there was any failure of procedure that led directly to our needlessly losing 170 lives. Well, as you can hear,
the President should constitute a powerful panel, a very powerful panel to investigate how these things happen and how the intelligence also were shared and where there was no any action taken. There should be a serious, discrete investigation on how the intelligence report have not been shared properly to curb this attack.
We're going to have to leave it here. Dr. Sani Abdullahi Shinkafi, Executive Director Patriots for Advancement of Peace and Social Development, coming from our Abuja studio. Thank you very much for coming on the program this morning, Dr. Shikafi, as always. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Okay, so we'll leave it here now. I'm sure we'll return to this subject, but until then, see you tomorrow for a fresh edition. I'm Yori Folani. Bye-bye for now.